everyone's a stranger. Small talk with your narcissistic neighbor. She's real hot, but they said to never date her. I agree, but you did it and I hate her. You wanna get away? You better get in line. Won't go another day of wasting any time. I've got a lot to say, can't hold it in this time. Got no filter, I got no filter. 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 Hey man, can I get a favor? Yeah, sure, no, see you later. Sometimes I just wanna be a hater. Gotta wash down the top 40s with a chaser. Your voice starts feeling like a waiter. Scraping my mind against a cheese grater. Before you go, sir, you have to sign a waiver. That's alright, I'm aware of the danger. You wanna get away? You better get in line. Won't go another day of wasting any time. I've got a lot to say, can't hold it in this time. Got no filter, I got no filter. 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 No filter, I got no filter.
Yo, 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 what's up, everybody? I think I got everything fixed today. At least I think. I had to like uninstall the drivers for keyboards. Like I had to go to the control panel and all that and actually delete it. You know, start the PC, let them reinstall again. So I tested it last night. Seemed like everything working. Okay, seemed like, but every time I think it's working, it's like nah, gonna mess up. So let me see. I'm gonna go here. Then yeah, okay. So everything's hooked back up. I got my Stream Deck, my foot pedals. Um, um, I haven't plugged in my controller back up, so I'll do that later. I'm not playing anything right now that needs a controller, but I do have. What? I have been wanting to get into Injustice and Mortal Kombat. So for those games, I'm definitely a controller. But if you didn't know, you can actually play fighting games. I don't know why I didn't know this, but you can play it with mouse and keyboard. I did for it's on like 10, 20 minutes with a mouse and keyboard. Um, like like a AW and stuff, and I think it was like I can't remember exactly. Um, YH, J, and K and stuff for like. I want to actually make a video. Sorry, I actually want to make a video playing and fighting game on mouse and keyboard. I think that would be fucking wild. And actually try to get somewhat decent at doing it. Like everyone plays on a controller, right? Everybody plays on those joysticks. I forgot what they're called, right? Fighting games. How often do you see a person playing a fighting game mouse and keyboard though? Huh? Huh? How many do you see? You don't see many. I've never seen a person do it before and actually be pretty good at it. You know, I mean, there's probably someone out there who does it, who's done it before. It's like nowadays, somebody has done something thought about, but I want to try that. But I might play a little bit of Mortal Kombat 1. Not my favorite Mortal Kombat. To be honest, I really don't like that game that much. It's like my least played Mortal Kombat game, by the way. Like, I played a shit ton of 11, X, 9, with every other Mortal Kombat because me and my cousins, we have grown up on Mortal Kombat. Like, you know, I'm a 90s baby, 91, okay? I think that's when Mortal Kombat came out, Agents 1991. So, I think ever since I was like, I would say 7 to 10, I've been playing Mortal Kombat. And, you know, played 1, 2, 3, Mortal Kombat Ultimate or whatever. The only ones I haven't played like are the spin-offs. I played Mortal Kombat. What's that one with Sub-Zero? Like a side scroller. By the way, fuck that game. That game was way too fucking hard. Maybe because I was a kid trying to play it. That game was so fucking hard. I haven't played the Jax one, Special Forces, whatever, and maybe like a few others. But playing Mortal Kombat since the beginning, my favorite franchises ever. And Mortal Kombat 1 kind of pissed me off in so many ways. Like, it pissed me off. Okay. First, buying. I can't remember because I kind of. After I beat the story mode, I was kind of done with the game, to be honest. You could buy fatalities, or you had to buy fatalities. That was fucking dumb. Okay. I thought it would have way more customization. Like, kind of like Injustice 2, or very similar to Mortal Kombat 11. The customization, I didn't think the customization, they would make it even more bare bones. I didn't really think that. I was like, okay. And you know, the cameo system, I hate the cameo. I'm just gonna say it, I hate it. I think it's one of the stupid things they ever done. Okay, I feel like they should have, like, why didn't you just make a lot of these characters playable characters, first of all, or, you know, make them alternate skins. You know, like with the Johnny Cage, the female version, I can't remember her name. That could have just been an alternate skin for Johnny. You know, it's like so many. It's like I'm sorry, I just don't like Mortal Kombat 1. Don't. But enough of me bitching right now. We can get into some TikToks. I'm gonna have to. Let me do that. Pause that. And get into
Our northwest area of Oklahoma City. Locals around here call this 10 Pen, 10th and Pennsylvania Avenue. Now, like just about every neighborhood, there's the Gem. And here in 10 Pen, the Gem, it's a righteous burger.
10 Pen,
and a
the
joint
Gem.
called Nick's Grill. There's one.
Love the burgers. It's great.
Hold on.
Best burger I've ever had.
There you go. Burger that makes you happy. That's always served with a smile right here. Nick, the owner. There's your burger, Bella. He's just a great guy.
Your name's not even Nick, Justin Nicholas. Yep.
918. On here, second. Oklahoma, chat. We have women like this in Oklahoma. Hold on.
And just when I start to think they're right, the love has died. There you go, making my heart beat again, heart beat again, heart beat again. There you go, making me feel like a kid. Won't you do it and do it one time?
So I get a lot.
Holy crap, they exist. If you don't know, I'm an Oklahoma boy. You know, right now, like I have boots. Look, I haven't. Look, I'm so. I don't know what you call it. Redneck, country, cowboy. I don't know what you want to call it, but I don't buy shoes. I buy fucking boots. Okay, boots. I like boots. I wear boots. You know, I have. Yes. I haven't bought a pair of shoes in like years. A pair of shoes, no. But I would spend $200 to $300 on some boots. Okay. I think these boots they're pretty cheap. I think like $100 something. My boots before this, right, were like $200 to $300. Yeah, I put a hole in them, all of them, because you got to pick up your feet when you wear boots, okay? But
Let me tell you something.
Calm down. Hello, trouble. Come on in. You talk about heartaches. Where in the world you been? I ain't had the miseries since you've been gone. Hello, trouble. Welcome home. Hello, trouble.
okay, wasn't expecting that.
Some I wrote.
Anyone who's done time knows you should never keep spiders in your cell. But this death row inmate didn't believe in superstitions. Determined to escape from prison, he caught as many spiders as possible, kept them in boxes, and fed them grasshoppers he'd catch every day. In the corner of his cell, he was also hiding a mysterious little creature. The man even prepared lavish dinners for it each night. But this thing was truly terrifying. When a cockroach accidentally got too close, it fled in terror. Watching his beloved pet enjoy its meal, the death row inmate's face broke into a satisfied smile. But just then...
Wait, is this a show or a movie? Wait, let's Look at the comments. Okay. Creep Show season 3. Oh, Creep Show. Wait, they have the Creep Show back? Okay, okay. I'm old. I'm Unc. I remember the Creep Show, right? If I'm thinking of the right show, wasn't like had the like skeleton guy. I I may like I think that's the show, Creep Show. So they brought that back. Do they? How do they present the? Because I like the little skeleton guy every time I'm watching that.
Two bullies burst in angrily. The man's bizarre behavior had rubbed them the wrong way, and they decided to teach him a lesson. One grabbed him from behind and covered his mouth, while the other seized his hand and snapped his fingers. Then they grabbed the glass jar full of spiders, threw it on the ground, and cruelly crushed them underfoot. The man watched helplessly.
Spawn from hell. Look at demons roll their eyes and little legs. I just hate spiders so.
As his beloved spiders died, begging them to stop, but the bullies showed no mercy. As they prepared to grind,
I'm good. I'm done for. Oh, look. I emo and scene girls, and I love country girls too. So if you put those together, I am just cooked. Oh, I'm cooked. Like, oh my god. I'm I I I don't stamp. I get fucking close, god damn it.
Think about grown beans and corn. Think about moving real. You can say what you want, I don't give a crap.
No!
Sit down, man. Hold on, are you a 20-year-old man or a 30-year-old lesbian? First and foremost. 27-year-old lesbian. I fucking knew it, dude. I knew something was fishy. I knew something was... Real quick. You got something going on with your eye? No wonder you're a lesbian. You can't even see straight. That's crazy.
Okay.
Not a choice. It's not a choice.
Not a choice.
It's so funny to hate dick but have a cock eye. You're such a sweetheart. I'm sorry to call you out like that, but you were fucking standing for a while. I know it had to have been hard to find your seat. Looking for row I. About a year and a half ago, we did 2 shows next door. That's fucking, man, it's maybe the meanest thing.
He get it. No, I'm done. I'm done.
I don't like Black Snake.
As a stepfather, you are the
0 followers. Wait, guys. Wait, what the fuck is this? What did I just stumble upon? The #1 viewed Twitch stream in the Just Chatting category is this 0 followers, just unnamed, unknown thing with nobody in chat, but it's got 25,696 viewers. This is... viewers. This is...
Okay. 26,000. Are you serious?
View botting to the absolute max.
Yeah.
Holy shit, like there's nobody in chat. No, 0 followers. Wait, guys. Wait, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, view botting is getting out of control. And I mean, what the fuck is this? It's actual person or is it like AI or like I know there's AI streamers out there and stuff or people who create AI streaming but this is ridiculous. No one's in chat, so it's obvious that it's being view botted. And like I just don't okay, I get it. Get it, right? If you want to put all that effort in, it's not a lot of effort, but it is kind of a lot of money to view bot. And I can understand it. You know, you want to have viewers or seem like you have viewers and everything, and you know that gets you sponsors and all this other stuff. Get it. But how long do you think it's going to last? You know? Yes, I have few viewers on YouTube right now and one viewer on Twitch. Okay? Wow. I know it's not a lot, but I'd rather have these lovely people in here than you botting because it's not going to last. You know, once platforms figure out how to get rid of view bots, you know, you're not going to have half the viewers you have. You're not going to get the sponsors, you know, you you're getting now. Uh, and you can just, like I said, you can just look obvious when you're view botting like this and no one's chatting. Then once you go onto other platforms, YouTube, TikTok, X, Blue Sky, Instagram, any other platform, and you're not getting the views. Come on now. It's like I understand you want to be up there, you want to make it quick, but what I've learned over the years, well, I've been doing this for like 2-3 years now. It's not easy, you know. You're not going to become a overnight success like that. No, you got to put some work in. Okay, you're gonna have to be entertaining. If you're not entertaining, knowledgeable on stuff, games, um, uh, politics, news, like have to be bringing something to the table at the end of the day, you know. And if you're a combination of, you know, a bunch of them, entertaining, good at games, um, you know, news and stuff, then you're golden, okay. And I just feel like, being in this field, I feel like the, you know, yes, there's the many ways to actually last in content creation. You know, I feel like the two things being very entertaining, right? And being knowledgeable about stuff. You know, you know, you can. I say be, you know, be good at games too, because you know, people do like to watch people that are way better than like Shroud, Ninja. Ninja was big, but I think Shroud is a very popular, you know, streamer now. Like he's very big now. Like he's very just good at games. Now, does he have some off the wall takes? Yes, but can't say he's bad at games. I don't know, view button and stuff. Let me get back on topic. It's just weird and stupid. It's not gonna last. Okay.
You told me the other day that you feel like kids should disrespect their parents. How many of you guys in this room would like to raise your children to be strong-minded, independent-thinking, ambitious kids or adults, right? Well, if you are going to instill that, part of that is confidence, part of that is voice, part of that is knowing I have value. And when you're teaching your child, the first place they practice voice is on you guys. When I was a kid, I had two brothers. My mother would say, Ellie, go do the dishes. And I would be like, why didn't you ask one of them? And that would get me popped. But if you're teaching your child to be confident, to be strong, to value their voice, they should ask those kinds of questions. And it allows you to parent them. We confuse respect for silence. And I think that's a problem. If I say, go paint the house, and the child says, yes, ma'am, and goes paint, we think, oh, that's such a respectful child. But that same child, if some strong-willed 17-year-old kid in high school says, let's go skip school, they're going to say, yes, sir. We have to teach them to question, why am I painting the house? I should understand the context of the life that I live in.
You told me the other day that you feel like kids should disrespect.
Okay, I wouldn't say respect, but they should, have questions. And he is talking about like, go, tell the kid to go do dishes, and they're like, why can't they go do the dishes? Like, I understand that you don't want to, punish them for that. I believe that like a lot of parents and people don't have good communication. God, I can't even talk. Communication skills. Fuck, sorry, dyslexic. But they don't know how to communicate. They just go straight to punish, and that does instill something into the child. Like, I'm not gonna ask or communicate to my parent and just ask why, and other brother, sister, or why can't they do the thing? Why are you making me? And like, being an unk now, I believe like communication is so big, and this, punishing a child or kid, teen, or whatever, for talking back, when it's just they're curious and just asking a question, just I think it's the wrong way to go about it. There's a reason, maybe not all the time. You just want them to do the thing you ask them to do, and maybe this, you know, communicating that at least, will help a lot. So like, I don't think I think the wrong word is, he uses he uses disrespect, but I don't see it as disrespect. I mean, now if they're cussing your ass out or something, or acting a damn fool, that's a different thing, okay? But just if they are curious or just ask a question, why? I think that's all right. Talk to them.
How much do you make? You just had tax issues, right? So you probably know how much you make.
I
That was a
know how much
rounded
I
error.
owed. I owed over $4 million.
Okay, so $4 million. Was that after?
$4 million? You owe the IRS $4 million? How do you do that? I look. I know Asmongold makes a lot of money. Okay,
$4 million.
but $4 million, like someone that's managing his money, that's fucked up. Okay.
Was that after estimated taxes? Was that the back pay?
No, that was my estimated taxes.
Oh, okay, perfect. Okay, so $4 million. So you probably made.
It's like, that's not back pay or anything. That's not fucking back pay. That's what he owes in taxes. I can't even fathom that much money. Okay, IRS 4 million. How much? How much? I don't know. Maybe Caleb would like get into it, like estimate like how much he actually makes. 'Cause I have no clue how much you will actually have to make to owe that much.
Like after taxes, what is that?
I'm going to be totally honest with you. I don't know what the answer is. I got a 1099 and it was like millions of dollars. I don't even know where it came from.
How much do you make?
Okay, so they don't even get into it. If you know in the comments how, like, if estimate like how much he makes of like how much he owes IRS $4 million. Like, how much is that? How much does he make after taxes? How much does he bring? I know that shit ton. I get that. Look at his YouTube and see his stream, like his numbers, like he's on Twitch and Kick, pretty good numbers, and his YouTube videos always gets like millions of views. So I know he bringing in money. And if you, I'm pretty sure it was Charlie, uh, Morse Critical. He showed his revenue over the time. If Charlie's making that much, right? Aspen Gold has to. Oh, I can't even imagine.
Ladies, it costs $0 to be mean.
I think it costs $0 to be kind.
Who said you could talk? And remember, ladies,
Come revel! Why would you come to my tattoo shop? We normally start with hot seat.
Okay, well, have you seen the Italian guy on TikTok?
Listen, I genuinely love
Bro, they said
Elden Ring's better than Bloodborne. You're smoking every drug ever created. Nah, get out of here. Elden Ring is not clear Bloodborne. Get out of here right now. You done lost your mind, dude. I didn't like Bloodborne, so I shouldn't play Elden Ring then. No, Elden Ring is like 5.
All right. Look, I'm just gonna say this right now. Dark Souls, right? 1, 2, 3, whatever, Ring, and Bloodborne are terrible games. Okay, they need to put like a thing where you can pick the difficulty. You need a difficulty sliders options, and every single Dark Souls, Elden Ring definitely. Those games are terrible. Like I just get why people like them. All right. Now I'm lying. I'm lying. I actually like Souls. Like, I haven't played Demon Souls, Dark Souls 3, 2, 3. I played a little bit, right? A little bit of Elden Ring. Terrible at them. Now, I still like the games. Yeah, I still like Elden Ring, even though I know it's me that I'm terrible at them. But I tried to play Elden Ring on stream. Was it? I think the beginning of this year, like that. I sucked at it. Yeah, I suck at it. I could suck at a game and still like it. There's plenty of games I suck at. Am I good at Arc Raiders? I'm not that good, especially in the PvP. I'm not that good. I'm better at Marathon. It's PvP than I am Arc Raiders, but oh man, after playing like 130 hours of Marathon, about like the same like 140 hours on Arc Raiders. In some ways, I kind of like Arc Raiders. I suck at it. Yeah. You can suck at a game and still like it, and it's a lot of. I like the gameplay. I like um the aesthetic of it, and 80s vibes. I like the vibes of it, man. I really do. I really like the vibes of Raiders. But no, like when people say like Dark Souls, Elden Ring could have like a difficulty difficulty setting, no, it shouldn't. Not how they want. That's not how they made the game, and that's not how they want you to play the game. Okay, you know you can go with a magic build, and I've heard it makes the game a lot easier doing that. You know, summons, all kinds of ways you can make the game easier, especially in Elden Ring. Come across a boss that you can't beat, let's go out to the open world, okay, and level up some more. And so, I mean, I fucking suck at it. I just haven't took the time to get better at it. But yeah, like, and what Queso was saying, Bloodborne. I played way more Bloodborne than Elden Ring and most other. And I do like Bloodborne more Elden Ring so far because I love how I have to play so aggressive in Bloodborne. That's the playstyle you have to take good and do well in the game like that, you know? So I really enjoyed the time I did spend with Bloodborne. Now, only if Sony can remaster it or something, we're definitely not going to get it on PC since they don't want to put games on PC anymore and make a lot more money. Whatever, Sony. But yeah, they should remaster it or come out with Bloodborne 2. They would make so. I I would actually buy a PlayStation. Cost like 800-900 now.
I got the most craziest.
So I saw this tweet from Paul Tassi. I don't know if you guys know who Paul Tassi is. He's a game journalist who got really big off of Bungie stuff like Destiny and Marathon. He's really good in my opinion. But anyway, the tweet was in regards to the new cosmetics that Arc Raiders released. And the tweet said, if we're being honest, this is now like 80% of the way to Concord aesthetic. And you know what? I kind of agree with it. It kind of feels like they're losing.
Yeah, they're losing. Okay. The one thing I have a problem with Arc Raiders, right? This is not aesthetic, but the cosmetics of the game. Okay, the cosmetics, some of them look pretty decent. I will admit that they look pretty decent. I'm like, okay, get that. But like 90% of them are ass. Okay, this straight ass. Like I'm looking at him, I'm like, what the f is this? Like, look what's on the screen right now. We're supposed to be scrounging for parts and stuff and putting weapons together, and that's what our clothes and armor is supposed to be made of. That doesn't look like that at all. And there's like other like the other pieces of armor. This suck. They just look stupid.
Plot. Like, does this set really look like it was salvaged from junk topside? No, it doesn't. Now, before all you idiots get your panties in a bunch, he's not saying that Arc Raiders is Concord. What he is saying is that the cosmetics in Arc Raiders are basically as uninspired as they are in Concord. Or, excuse me, as they were in Concord. And honestly, man, he is not wrong. You know, that tweet really got me thinking, though. Arc Raiders cosmetics leave so much to be desired. If you've played Embark's other game, The Finals, you know that game has like the greatest character customization.
Okay, I've seen like the customization in Finals. A lot of the skins and stuff, dope. Okay, you can customize like each piece. Like you can just change and mix and match pieces. Why can't he do it for this game, for Arc Raiders? Like, I'm looking at fucking finals, that a game I didn't really get into, right? I played it for about not that long. Okay, I didn't play the game for that long. I didn't mind it. I was like, oh, this is cool. I go to Arc Raiders and play over 100 hours of that game and like it. And I'm like looking at these cosmetics like, but y'all did this for this game. This looks cool and stuff. You do all this with it? But you give us this? This is trash. This sucks. I don't want to buy this. Maybe I'm the only one. I don't know. Cosmetics and Arc Raiders suck ass.
Played Embark's
Gen Z are the most Gen Z are some of the most
The boys universe might be one of the only comic book universes where I've seen Speedster.
This tweet says, pretty wild thing. I got no way to get over you.
Don't look at me like that. Don't look at me like that. Get out of here. Trying to melt my heart. That.
We have your children. Reply.
We have. This fucking guys, man. Where's the it? I'm looking like, why? Like, these guys, like, I don't know if they're like, get it. I don't get it. Like, I watch these pop up. I'm like, are they just? They can't be acting. That nail look like it, finger or hand or whatever. Like, you're committed that much to the bit, where you allowing yourself to put you put a nail through your own hand and stuff. It's more crazy shit that they do. Like, I don't get it. I just don't. I'm like baffled.
What color was that SUV? And if you said white, you are wrong. The SUV is brown.
Wrong. Okay? It's blue. All right? It was blue. I seen it. You can't convince me otherwise, because I looked at it, damn it. I seen it. I'm pretty sure that was all that was in the video, was a SUV, a blue SUV. Okay? Convince me otherwise. You just can't. Okay? What was the video about? A train going past? I don't know. The SUV was blue.
So he basically asked his girl for a number, and she said, nay, nay.
No, you stand right here. No, you stand right here. You stand right here. Oh, no, she got some pussy. That's good. Oh, work?
Why? Why? Oh wait, how do you why would you do that? Like, some I'm not gonna just say all guys or some guys. I'm just gonna say people. Some people are just fucking losers. Like, this girl told you no. Huh. And that was your response to do that. How much of a loser do you have to be? Like, I just don't get it. Like, you tell me no. I tried. I'm done. peace out. Like, I'm not gonna assault you. Like, that is wild. He just slams her, then stops on her head. Yeah, that's the thing to do. I don't get what the point of that was. Fucking.
Man, you folk black niggas some hoes.
Ooh. Oh my god. Oh my god. No, I don't care if your arm is hurting, but bro, we have a thing of snot or whatever that is. I am not grabbing that. He just grabs it. He's like, "Here, I got you, buddy." That's fucking disgusting. I don't care. Like, I don't know. I was gonna say I was gonna use my shirt. No, I'm using your shirt. Fuck that. Like, that is no. I don't even like to mess with my own snot like that. You think I'm gonna use my bare hands to grab your snot? No, no, I am good. Disgusting, man. They're just laughing. They're just laughing, man. They're just like, what? What? They're playing with gun. I hope they're not loaded. Like, what kind of spin the bottle game is this? Ah, this is scary. No, I'm good.
Motherfucker got a gun. Oh, not for nothing. I know the producer, the mixer, he was just like, yo, what the fuck is this motherfucker doing, bro? This.
No, you know, he was like, crazy ass mother. Really? In the studio, right next to my head, you're gonna do that? Think you all gangster. Get your ass out of here, man. Look at him. He's like, nah, he ain't gonna shoot it. He's like, whoa, brother, come on.
The mixer, he was just like.
So this guy has been going viral.
No, I'm beating his ass. I'm beating. I don't care. I don't care how many people there. There is no need for you to throw water inside my car. Inside. No, you're going like this. You're extending your arm, right? You're extending your arm and no. I don't care how many people. I'm getting jumped. Getting fucking jumped. Cause that's so disrespectful. No, I get him. Yeah, that crash out was reasonable. Okay, like I said, my little black ass would have got jumped. Cause I'm fighting everybody. Everybody, you got a bucket in your hand? Scrapping, dude. We're scrapping at the end of the day. And especially the one in the black hat. Fuck. Like you're trying. Why did he hit him like that? What the fuck is going on? What did he just mollywopped him with that chair, bro? What is going on? And again? 3 times. Just give it up. Just give it up. 4? What the fuck is going on here, man? Somebody get Gramps.
I've lived in Manhattan. I've lived in San Francisco. I've lived
What
in
just happened? What
Boston,
you just...
And nothing ever happened to me. I moved to Suffolk County in a senior community, and my neighbor shoots me in the face with a flare.
That's what... what the hell is wrong with her? A flare to the face? Like, why would you do that? Like, I don't, one of these gray situations, okay? So this isn't black and white. He just got shot in the face with a flare. Did he need to drag her to the ground and he tried to slap her? Did he need to do that? I don't know. I don't know. It's probably a reaction at the end of the day. Like, can you really blame him? What would you do if you got shot in the face with a flare? Yeah, I'm trying to hit the person. Okay, I'm gonna admit I'm trying to hit the person. Like, I'm gonna be my first reaction.
Shoots me in the face.
It got me. She got me. I'm not gonna lie, she got me. Look, if you know anything, maybe I'll find the clip or something with the little chubby boy who's been like doing the AI, like he's been transforming into like these different people. Like, you can comment like to me. He's been what I see, Billie Eilish, Ariana Grande, like a few famous people too. It looks good. Looks pretty good. Got me. She got me. She got me. I'm not gonna admit. I was like, oh, this looks very good. This shit's crazy. AI is getting out of hand. Okay. Like, hey, by the way, I'm real. Okay, I'm real. You know, would an AI do this? No. Okay. Would an AI do this? Look at my boots. Look at my boots. No. Okay. I'm real. That's how it's always going to be on this channel. It's going to see this beautiful old face, you know, looking. How old do I look? Maybe I can make myself younger. AI. But yeah, never going to see AI on this channel.
Amazing! I've never seen a beaver take 2 carrots at once.
Oh.
Amazing! I've never seen a beaver take 2. How old are you?
Damn.
Hey, buddy, chug all 3 of these for $60.
Hold on, let me see. For $60? For 60? Nah, look how he's got a. Nah, I wouldn't do it.
You can start with it, whichever. Okay.
Ooh. Oh, okay, that was fast. That was pretty fast. Oh my.
Okay, I'm lying. I wouldn't do it now. asked me about 5, 6, 7 years ago, yeah, I probably would have done that. I was an alcoholic. I would have definitely done that. I'm not gonna lie. I would have been like, no, I would have took the money. I'm not gonna lie. 'Cause I would have bought more alcohol. I'm not gonna lie. Let me stop lying. Yeah, I would have done it. Now I wouldn't. No, I haven't been sober for a while. Well, we already know how this turns out. Not well. Fuck? Going on here? Okay. I'm not even gonna. Don't worry. I don't know what happened to her finger. I have nothing to say. We will move on to the next one. Oh, what have I got myself into? Oh. No, we'll move on to the next one again.
Listen to this track, bitch.
Oh. Killing it though.
Listen to this
okay.
track, bitch.
All right. So I wanted to watch this video, right? I didn't watch. I don't know why it's red, but I made them. Destiny's 2 missing supers. Move this down here. Look, I always wondered why we didn't get. Maybe we will in the future. We only have 2 darkness subclasses, right? And they have like no supers, like other supers you can pick from. Like, okay, the light, we have solar, arc, void, and like those you can pick from like 2 or 3 different supers. But with the darkness subclasses, you don't. And I'm like, I'm one of those people who has everything balanced. You know, we have 3 light, we need 3 darkness too. And even like we need more with those. Like I want to pick from something else. I don't know, man. I just don't get it. But let's see what he's come up with. This is Lumina.
The Darkness subclasses, Stasis and Strand, without a shadow of a doubt, are some of Destiny 2's most significant innovations throughout the years. Stasis was the spark that ignited a build-crafting revolution with the introduction of the Aspect and Fragment system, and Strand challenged the very idea of what a new subclass could offer by introducing radical movement systems and high actions per minute gameplay that is still incredibly addicting to this very day. And if you don't count Prismatic, I genuinely believe Strand is Bungie's best work when it comes to creating brand new powers to play with. And while at the time these subclasses completely dominated the sandbox, nowadays they certainly leave more to be desired because their light subclass counterparts have, quite frankly, raced ahead of them in terms of effectiveness and overall gameplay. The light subclasses offer an insane amount of...
Is this more you can do with the light subclasses? So much customization with the subclasses, and this is what I was talking about. So you have 3 different supers you can pick on all 3 of the light subclasses. And the Darkness only has 1 you can pick from. This is so much more. But I will say the Darkness subclasses, when they first were released, they changed the meta so much, especially Stasis with PvP. It defined the meta for the longest time. Then, when Strand came out, it kind of defined the meta for PvE and, PvP too. I most likely use Strand Hunter in PvP because I love the okay. So yeah, they were good when they first came out, but now when you actually look at them, not really much. Then you look at Prismatic, it's like, yeah, like I no need. Now when you I guess when you have a lot more, to do when you pick the actual like individual like subclasses. Like instead of going with Prismatic, like there's a lot more you can do. Like if you go into like Solar, instead of having like a mix of everything with Prismatic, if you actually go into like Solar or Void, they're they hold up on their own.
Variety, with each one having at least 2 supers to choose from, 7 or more grenade options, multiple melee choices for some, and overall just stronger verbs. And that's before we even include Prismatic, especially when you consider recent buffs such as the ones made to the Warlock buddy aspects like Arc Soul and Hellion. You don't even need to shoot your weapons for these things to clear the entire room for you. And yes, that is just one example, but you've got to admit that the pure Darkness subclasses have fallen behind in recent times because they simply don't have as much oomph as they used to. So today, we're going to fix that. I believe the Darkness subclasses deserve to be a stronger part of the sandbox, and out of all the possible ways Bungie could achieve this end, in my opinion, the best way to start is by creating multiple new super options, which is why I've spent the last couple months theory crafting and developing, along with the help of talented artists, 6 brand new, fully animated Darkness supers, which I'm so excited to finally show you here today. We've also gone ahead and created 1 new subclass keyword/verb for both Stasis and Strand, which
See, this is it's cool and everything. Like, no, this is awesome. Okay, I'm not gonna pretend this is awesome. Give them their own like other super. I want another like Darkness subclass. Like, had like so many. Like, why didn't we get a Taken subclass? That would have been cool. Like, do something with Taken. Taken. Siva. I understand with the lore and everything. It wouldn't have worked out. I mean, it still would have been cool or something. And like, we need another Darkness subclass. And if we ever do get like a Destiny 3, we better have everything in that game, Bungie. And I'm talking about not everything. I'm talking about our abilities and stuff. We better have our 3 of our light subclasses and both of our Darkness classes. Okay? Okay, Bungie? Don't take those out of the games. Don't do what you did with Destiny 2 at launch. Build up Destiny 1. Okay, what's amazing. I loved where Destiny 1 ended off. I was so excited. I even got my brother and one of my other cousins into it. I was already playing the game. One of my cousins, he has played it in a while. We're like this on that game. So I convinced my brother and one of my friends and my other cousin to get into the game. And the beginning of Destiny 2 sucked ass. You stripped everything. We had no more random rolls. The campaign, it was better than D1's, but that's not saying a lot, okay? It's not saying a lot, I'm gonna be honest. It's like, what is this game? What is it? Oh, we couldn't have special weapons that was uh put into its primary system. Everything sucked about the beginning of Destiny 2. Please don't do that again, Bungie. I beg of you. Okay? I beg of you. Don't fuck it up if you ever make a Destiny.
I think would fit very well into their kits, as well as some more general notes on how I believe the Darkness subclasses should be brought up to the modern standard. Now, I know you're very eager to start watching these awesome showcases, but first I've got to give a massive shout out to fellow creator Toad Smoothie, because he was the one who animated each and every one of them. He's done a phenomenal job and deserves all the praise, so please go show his channel some love, link in the description box below. Furthermore, as you might imagine, creating these massive projects takes a lot of time and effort, so any support you can give to the video, liking, subscribing, sharing with your friends, or even super thanks, they are all greatly appreciated. But without further ado, let's begin with Strand Hunter.
What's he got?
The current kit for Strand Hunter is actually quite good. Recent buffs to Ensnaring Slam have made it a very good survivability aspect, with it being able to offer up to 20 seconds of Woven Mail, and the rest of the neutral portions are adequately covered by things like Whirling Maelstrom. However, Strand Hunter is missing a shutdown super for boss damage, and so enter Threadlash. Threadlash is a first-person roaming and shutdown hybrid super, where the hunter summons a strand lasso that can be thrown towards enemies, dealing damage over time. And it has two unique behaviors. Killing an enemy with a thrown lasso causes you to weave a new one, which can then be thrown again, but lassos will attach to higher health targets like champions and bosses, constricting and squeezing them while dealing heavy damage over time, and allowing the hunter to use their weapons simultaneously. It's possible to detach lassos and throw to a different target, and while a lasso is attached, it applies sever and unravel to the target, as well as siphoning a continuous stream of woven mail for the hunter. We think this super strikes a good balance between being able to use it in roam as well as for boss damage due to the unique attachment behavior. Also, bonus points if you can tell me where we got our inspiration for the startup animation. Drop it down in the comments.
I don't know. But that's very unique. Okay. Never thought about doing it like that. I'm pretty sure other his comments and probably my comments probably have another idea for Strand Super. Let's take a look at his. Save. That's pretty, like I said, that's pretty creative. Dope. Stasis Hunter.
The Stasis Hunter again has a pretty solid base, but has been missing that cold, ruthless assassin vibe, which is why we created Reaper's Gale. Reaper's Gale is a third-person roaming super where the hunter summons a menacing stasis scythe with a dynamic moveset. We took inspiration.
What? Bro, you get a scythe? They give you a scythe? Bro, if they put this in the game, you don't understand. Scythe, I know in like real life, not very helpful. Pretty useless. But in games and stuff, are my favorite weapons at the end of the day. They are. They're my favorite weapons. Like, they look so... I just love how... Look. Put this in the game, Bungie. Got me. I'm coming back after almost 4 months now. By the way, it's the longest I game, Destiny period. But you get me back. You would. And like that's all. Like I'm a very easy man to please. Okay, very easy. Not that hard. This Bungie, yeah, I'll be ready to go. Woo! Yeah, you got me.
Menacing Stasis Scythe with a dynamic moveset. We took inspiration from the Praxic Blade and decided it would be cool if the super had a baked-in combo string of 3 light attacks that eventually launch your target into the air, followed by 1 heavy attack that then slams them back into the ground. Similarly, we also thought it would be cool for you to be able to throw the scythe and have it bounce between enemies, and to provide a team support angle, we've also given it the ability to cast an Ascension-style move that damages and slows nearby enemies, as well as granting frost armor to any nearby allies. The idle stance is very formal and was actually inspired by the playable Count Dooku character from Star Wars Battlefront 2, and we think it fits the hunter identity quite well.
No, I'm down. I'm down. I would never probably take the super off. I like Stasis. One of my favorite. I mean, probably except in PvP because I love Strand so much. But for PvE, Stasis.
Now for the first of the Warlock supers, we have Dominion, a first-person super that I can best describe as the Strand equivalent of Song of Flame. Casting the super will expand your domain and project a domain aura around you that moves with you, retaining the ability to use your weapons. While Dominion is active, pressing your grenade key will alternate the effects your domain aura provides, which is heavily inspired by the Tan2 character from Destiny Rising, who has a...
Yeah, that's what I was going to say from Destiny. I forgot his name because I don't have him yet. Go figure, gotcha game. But yeah, I was like, that's a ability from Destiny Rising, which, you know, I'm probably not the first one to say it. I know I'm not. I'm not the first one. You know, you haven't heard it first from me probably, but Destiny Rising has a lot of good features and good abilities and stuff. I agree with like, but I think Cross said before, like, ever time for Bungie copy, paste, or just write down notes, take notes, or copy homework or whatever, it's now from Destiny Rising. I'm just saying, he's right. Good idea. They have a lot of good features.
Similar feature where he can cycle his Well of Radiance between a healing or damage source. And just like in that game, here each aura has its own unique effect. The offensive aura grants the caster and any allies within your domain increased kinetic and strand weapon damage, and the defensive aura grants allies woven mail. So the idea here is you're switching back and forth between auras to alternate the buffs you provide for both yourself and your team. To make things interesting, we've added a unique minigame to this super where a visible bar appears on your screen during it that slowly decreases over time. And if you switch auras at the correct moment, you get to keep the effects of the previous aura while in the new one. Finally,
that's
similar
pretty cool.
to how Song of Flame has the unique Wisp grenade, we've gone ahead and given this super a unique melee ability that launches 3 arcane needles in quick succession that recharges quickly. Definitely a very complicated super, but the motivation was that we wanted to create a cool alternative support option for Warlocks that requires a little bit more thinking than Well of Radiance and keeps the Warlock on their toes with baked-in skill checks. But do let me know what you think.
I like it. I think this is pretty cool. Okay, before we get into the stasis, I'm no game developer, right? So I know this is probably kind of difficult. It probably takes some time to get this in the game. But am I stupid? I'm probably just stupid. Okay, but they have a lot of the work done. They would probably like Bungie would probably have to go behind the scenes and numbers and everything. But isn't like half of the work already done, or at least like a quarter of the work already done if all the animation stuff are done for these? You know, maybe I'm just crazy. Maybe I'm just okay. I don't know. I'm not a game developer, but in my head, that seems right. Okay, in my head, that seems right. Like animations already done. Now you just have to go back, go into the game and tweak numbers and work numbers. I don't know.
Next up, we've got the Stasis Warlock, which off rip, I do just want to say, again, Stasis Warlock has got some of the best neutral game options, period. However, it's ultimately let down by its super because Winter's Wrath is roaming and lasts for quite a long time. Plus, it also doesn't do a lot of damage, so let's fix that. Enter Winter's Command. Winter's Command is a third-person hybrid roaming and shutdown super where you summon 3 stasis icicles above your head, which can then be hurled towards your enemies. Light attacking will throw 1 icicle at a time, and heavy attacking will fire all 3 at once for maximum damage. The icicles would instantly freeze anything they come into contact with, and firing all 3 at once will also activate a Frostbite explosion, with Frostbite being the first new keyword we've created for stasis, but more on that later. This super is probably the one I'm most proud of and would seriously love to see in game. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below.
So does Frostbite like shatter the targets, or? I see you freeze the targets. How do you shatter them? I'm gonna say for me personally, so far, this one is.
Now onto the Titan supers. We're starting with Strand, and at least to me, there has always only been one clear option, a goddamn minigun, and thus we created the Thread Cutter. Thread Cutter is a first-person roaming super that summons a Strand minigun to lay...
No. A minigun? How long did this super last? Real question. Like, this is pretty dope.
Waste to your enemies. The minigun fires at 900 RPM, applies Unravel, and ramps up its damage the longer it's fired. Much like Chaos Reach, the super can be cancelled early to preserve super energy, and dealing damage with Thread Cutter will generate and discharge stacks of unstable weave, our second new keyword, which again we'll come to discuss shortly. We think this super fits the Titan identity really well, and again really wish to see it in-game. Old concept art even hints that a similar super was considered initially, though it appears this one here is more of a flamethrower type vibe.
I'm down. That's pretty dope. Stasis Titan.
Finally, the 6th super we have is for the Stasis Titan, which again has some really cool neutral game but could use the addition of a shutdown super, which is why we made Cryo Surge. Cryo Surge is a first-person roaming and shutdown hybrid super, where upon activation you raise your fists into the air ready to unleash a devastating stasis attack. Your cryo gauntlets project a cone-shaped aura in front of you, and if any enemies are caught within it, activating your super again will cause an eruption of damaging stasis matter at the target locations. The damage of the super is divided equally based on the number of targets within it. However, if it's just a single target, such as a boss, the super deals maximum damage and also creates a Frostbite explosion, giving it an edge inside of boss fights specifically.
Herbs.
Before we get into the next section surrounding new subclass keywords, we've created some additional graphics that portray the supers as if they were being viewed in-game, along with some additional details. Definitely pause if you want to take a read. Here are the stasis ones, including Reaper's Gale, Cryo Surge, and Winter's Command, and here are the strand ones, including Threadlash, Threadcutter, and Dominion. Now, onto the new subclass keywords we've created, Frostbite and Unstable Weave. Frostbite is the answer to the missing major and boss target burst damage present within stasis, and while yes, I realize that the majority of the stasis identity is centered around crowd control rather than direct damage, in my opinion, in order for stasis to compete, it needs a little extra firepower. So that's why we created Frostbite. Simply put, applying 300 slow stacks to a single target will cause a larger, more damaging stasis matter explosion. And this solves the stasis burst problem in two ways.
A little high, but I guess it would be... You could get that stacks, those many stacks on a boss, but on like a character, I mean, they're dead far. You wouldn't even get close to 300 stacks on a smaller enemy. So maybe he did say a lot of this, like crowd control. That's not an issue on stasis. It's boss damage. Clearly, fragment or whatever is boss.
Because number one, this will almost never occur on anything other than bosses and mini-bosses, because mages and red bars will usually die before 300 slow stacks could ever be applied to them, so the already good crowd control doesn't get unnecessarily buffed, and two, it's perfect for boss damage due to the larger health pools they have, leaving ample time for 300 slow stacks to be built. Think of it like a stasis ignition that's a little bit more powerful. Circling back to the supers, you may recall that the triple icicle from Winter's Command triggers Frostbite, and so too does the single target Cryo Surge for the Titan. They seemed like pretty good fits for a verb such as this one. Moving on to Strand, in my opinion, a rather big weakness of Strand is that it's missing a good explosive verb like an Ignition or Bolt Charge Lightning Strike to round out its crowd control aspects, which is why we've created Unstable Weave, which you can kind of think of as the Strand equivalent of Bolt Charge. Various abilities will now provide you with stacks of Unstable Weave that stack up to ×10, and when at maximum stacks, any Strand ability damage will discharge your stacks and create a damaging Strand explosion that also applies Sever, with the damage being similar to something like Bolt Charge Lightning. I will admit it isn't terribly imaginative, however the addition of Bolt Charge to the ARC kits has really helped in making them feel stronger and actually output competitive damage, especially during episode Heresy with Storm's Keep Titans. And I think the same could very easily be true for Strand if approached in a similar manner. The Titan Threadcutter Super would have the unique ability to build up and discharge stacks of Unstable Weave all on its own, making it not only great for boss damage but also keeping boss targets under control with the Sever it provides. The supers are definitely the main focus of today, but do let me know your thoughts about these verbs down in the comments below, and if you had any alternative ideas yourself. Finally, for this last section, I wanted to briefly touch on some other aspects of the Darkness subclasses which could use some improvements or changes. For starters, we definitely need more grenade and melee options for each of these separate classes, more so grenades over melees, because every single light subclass has access to at least 7 grenades, and some have multiple melee options. And while I don't care as much for the melees, they should at the very least all get 3 new grenades each. So here are my ideas. For stasis, it could be cool to see something like a slow mine grenade that deploys a lingering pool of slow on the ground, kind of like how chem grenades work in Marathon. You could also have a frost armor grenade that's sort of like a healing grenade, but instead applies maximum frost armor, or, and stick with me here, a brand new movement grenade. It's not fair that Strand should have all the fun with their grapples, so what if Stasis had a grenade which created something like a freezing trail in front of you, which if you then decided to slide across would grant you a large movement boost in whatever direction you were facing, almost like Frozone from the Incredibles movies.
That would probably get me to play Stasis in PvP at least a bit more. But I don't know, Strand is so good in PvP with the grapple and stuff, like, and with the freaking dive. It's just so good. Like, it's hard to give it up in PvP.
Which I personally think would be pretty awesome. For Strand, there is literally already a 4th grenade in the game, which we can only access via the Strand Pickpocket modifier that deploys a bunch of Seeking Flechettes that unravel targets, so let's just make it official. There's also the possibility for a Weave grenade, which would allow you to temporarily enter the Weave and escape any danger for like 3 or 4 seconds, kind of like how Wraith Tactical from Apex Legends works, though I could foresee this creating problems in PvP. And lastly, something like a Control grenade, deploying Strand threads that temporarily make enemies fire upon each other, feeding into that cosmic threads fantasy where everything is connected, meaning you should be able to influence your enemies to harm one another through Strand. Imperious Curse from a Harry Potter type vibe. And actually, this was possible in Destiny 1 via the Memory of Temur artifact, which made it so melee attacks had the chance to turn enemies against one another. Lastly, this isn't a major concern, but having some sort of additional effects attached to both Woven Mail and Frost Armor might not be a terrible idea, because right now they are both essentially the same effects with different percentages. So what if when you reached maximum stacks of Frost Armor, which for pure stasis is 8, you were granted a Duskfield aura around you, which slows enemies, rewarding you for building into maximum stacks, or if your Woven Mail timer was above 5 seconds, you'd project a Severing aura, rewarding you for playing up close and utilizing sources of Woven Mail that last longer than 5 seconds, such as Weave Walk or Ensnaring Slam. Those are my ideas, but definitely leave your feedback down in the comments. So that has been our showcase of how we would spice up the Darkness subclasses. I really hope you enjoyed watching this video, as it has taken a lot of time and planning to put together, and I'm personally super happy with how it turned out. A final note also, because I just wanted a good excuse to mention this, if we ever do get significant additions to the Darkness subclasses, make Zavala be the vendor to teach them, since he's lightless and has been seen to use the Darkness in the past. It just makes sense, really. Once again, a huge shout out to Toad Smoothie for animating the supers and helping with the project in general, and also big shout out to Court for coming in with the awesome infographics as per usual, and to Sorcerer for also helping during the animation process. I guess I also just want to say that while we probably won't see any of these supers or ability changes come to light, I still thought it would be a super awesome way to showcase specifically to the developers and the
No, it's cool. Good video. Go give Llama like and subscribe to him. I have not subscribed to him. Give him a like. Show these guys support, because it probably took a lot of time to create the animations and stuff and get the video put together. So go give them a like. This was really good. But would I want to see these supers in Destiny 2? No, not really. I don't think this would bring people back to Destiny 2 or get people into Destiny 2 at the end of the day. Even if they put these in, change the name to like Destiny Forever, Destiny Plus, Destiny Extra, Destiny whatever, I don't think that will help get people back. This has to be like a Destiny 3 thing. That's why I say you have to build off whatever, like what you have now, Bungie. Like, don't take stuff away. Like, every super we have in the game, take it and put it in Destiny 3. Now, Prismatic, you can probably leave that behind, maybe, if you really want to. But yes, we need more stuff like this. Even this right here, like I said before, I don't know, I'm no developer, but in my head, this is like 25-50% they've done already. They already have the animation. You know, all you have to do the coding stuff. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. But this doesn't need to be in Destiny 2, Destiny 3, or something. You know, if you're trying to combine Destiny 1, Destiny 2 into one thing and make it and build off that and make it keep going from that, I want more supers for the Darkness. You know, more sub supers and who we have, and I do want a new subclass. You know, give it to us, Bungie. Okay, but yeah, are we ever going to get something like this? I have no clue. Are we going to get Destiny 3? That's kind of up to Sony. All right, I have no clue what's going to happen with the Destiny franchise. It is one franchise that I absolutely love. I haven't played for months. Watching this video kind of makes me want to get back into it. I know, like a girl that you know isn't that great. She's cool, but you know, you've been seeing other people. But back of your mind, you're like, I kind of miss her. You know, I kind of miss her. That's how I feel about Destiny. I miss it. There's no other game like it. It's not. But yeah, go give Llama a like. Support him and the other people, gentlemen, ladies, whatever. Because I know it takes a lot of work to create these kind of videos. But yeah. Surprising Bam on Jared for his birthday at Castle Bam. What's going on here? How's Bam doing? Oh, that's 2 hours. We'll have to watch this later.
The Dern Brothers, they're back and they're going to be shredding. We're going to be going around town and I'm going to be showing you some spots and some memorable things that I've done. Came here a bunch of times trying to heel flip varial it. They're going to build me a birthday surprise. Who knows what it's going to be? Some kind of ramp? Probably so. Or are we going to shred it? Yes, we are. And who knows? You play your cards right, there could be a Tom Shaw that's going to get in our... Well, Charlotte's gonna get in our...
God, he looks so different, man. If you ever remember, like, I was alive back then, but they're popping off. And even before they're famous, I was a little skater, dude. I have my last board over there, but I didn't take care of it, like the vinyl on it stuff. But you know, like he looks so totally different now, man. It's wild.
Welcome to the legendary Rock Gap in Westchester, Pennsylvania. It's more of a bush gap now, and there's absolutely no way you could hit it with a fence behind it. But a lot of shit went down here. The first thing that ever happened was I 180'd it in the Evil video when I was 12. From there, I kick flipped it and nollie 180'd it on the jump off a building video in 1997. Came here a bunch of times trying to heel flip varial it.
Dude, I suck, man. Twice this thing took me.
As soon as I brought a Super 16 Aeroflex camera to film the movie Haggard, I did it in 3 fucking tries. From there, CKY2K, Artosari, backside heel flip. Maldonado, tray flip.
CKY3 on that one, I think.
Yeah, CKY3.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, Mike.
Looked like a really good gap.
Yeah, I mean, it's really sucky to show you nothing right now, but I mean, we're going to show you some shit that went down. I don't even think the rocks are here anymore, to tell you the truth.
Are they in there, Destin? Go find out.
They're in there. They're in there.
They are.
Can you think of anybody else?
I need to get up, dude. I need to get up.
So they put this fence up and then it just kept growing.
Yeah. We were kind of just driving around one day and
You know, I'm looking at this. I've been missing skateboarding. I'm not even gonna lie about it. Like living in a small town, Oklahoma, only a few things you can do. It was like go out, um, go to the lake, go mudding, um, fishing, and other stuff. I wasn't really like a city boy or anything like that. Like I didn't really uh go out to the city, not that much. Was it like a little teen club I went to back in the day? Really like going to the cities. It was either going to the lake, mudding, fishing, or skateboarding, and going to the rodeo every now and then. That was my life. So much different than what I'm doing now in the room, which like sometimes, but sometimes I just want to get out. Maybe we can start streaming and doing some streams, IRL streams, going fishing and stuff, and maybe skating. Y'all want to see that? I don't know.
So they put this fence up and then it just kept growing.
Yeah. We were kind of just driving around one day and somebody came across it. I mean, it was so long ago, I don't really remember, but it suddenly became one of the legendary Westchester spots. I mean, I guess when CKY was happening and all that, those videos, it just kind of put this spot on the map.
Definitely.
To the point where the neighbors were complaining so much about it that they put up a fence and obviously blew a shitload of bushes. What a shame.
What a shame.
Perfectly good skate spot gone to waste.
Most loved versus most hated skateboarders. I have to check this out.
These are the most loved and most hated pro skaters, starting with Aaron Cairo, a professional skater from the San Francisco Bay Area who's easily one of the most hated. As one of the first and largest skateboarders on YouTube, Aaron Cairo once had a massive fan base online. He would post a variety of content, from skateboarding tutorials to random challenge videos, and would get tens of millions of views each month. Eventually, he would even hire a full team of skaters to help make videos at his private skate park, which only helped the channel grow even more.
Alright guys, we're here today with Lance. Ugh. We're gonna play a game of skate. We're gonna play a game of trivia. What? These videos just get worse.
I didn't really watch him. I didn't really like him that much. He was okay.
Every day. I'm just kidding.
These videos allowed Aaron's channel to make millions of dollars and keep its spot as the biggest skateboarding channel on YouTube for several years. However, this would all quickly change after Aaron randomly announced he was shutting down the skate park, saying that it was too expensive to keep open.
The Braille House was the stable point that we have had for a very, very long time. And now it's gone. You guys must know that I did everything I could to save the Braille House. I literally took out a loan on my house as a home equity line of credit, and I've just been paying the warehouse rent from that. But there is a point where that breaks and that no longer can work. And we've hit that point.
Now, it was known for years that Aaron Cairo was actually a member of the Church of Scientology, but since he didn't try to force the church onto anyone, it was mostly ignored by the other.
See, I have a problem. Like a lot of these houses or whatever, a lot of these groups and stuff, they always end up falling apart. Phase, PKO, a lot of other ones you can name. They just at some point fall apart, either because the different personalities don't get along. People just want to leave and stuff on own and stuff, and a lot of them are like the big creators in the group and stop getting views, money stops coming in and stuff like that, or financial situation. Him, and of course we know like with FaZe and stuff, falling apart. That's why I like. I mean, I probably at some point, if people want to collab, I'll probably collab. Yeah, I'll probably collab. I'm not joining. No, first of all, I'm not doing this. I am doing it because I want to do something I like. I like live streaming, creating YouTube videos for you all and stuff. And at some point, I do want to be able to do it and sustain myself, do it to take care of my immediate family and stuff. My brothers, my sisters, nephews. I want to be happy where I choose to do. But is a joining a group in my future? No. I don't even think about that. Now, I'm close to Texas. Wouldn't mind. I like a lot of the Texas streamers and YouTube stuff. And like with what's his name? Up in Kansas. He's pretty cool dude. Does all the burnouts. I having a brain fart right now. Name Weston Chaplin. Like I like him a lot. I wouldn't mind going and hang out with him and do content with him. But yeah, I don't see ever join organization or don't want to.
And we've hit that point.
Now, it was known for years that Aaron Cairo was actually a member of the Church of Scientology, but since he didn't try to force the church onto anyone, it was mostly ignored by the other team members and their fans. Once the park's closure was announced though, people quickly found out that Aaron had allegedly donated over $1 million to the church.
And then you've got Aaron Cairo, whose channel is generating so much money, and instead of putting that money back into helping the people who grew the channel, Scientology takes Aaron Cairo, puts his face in a frickin' magazine, giving him an award for donating $1 million.
Considering he was only paying the team $20 an hour and claimed the skate park was too expensive to keep open, this upset a lot of the channel's fans.
Yeah.
And not only was the park's closure a surprise to viewers, but it was also a surprise to the other team members who weren't even told it was being shut down.
Mr. Nyler Jones posted videos of Braille getting destroyed. Very hard to see, very powerful images. But it got me really bummed out because I knew Braille was struggling, but man, I didn't know the park was literally getting destroyed right now.
After other members of the team tried to talk to him about it, they were labeled as enemies of the church and blocked from all forms of communication.
What this is about is on Instagram, Braille skateboarding.
Scientology is crazy, man. I don't know.
And Aaron Cairo both blocked me, Ricky Glaza, on Instagram.
This caused a massive wave of backlash, with Aaron's channel losing over 100,000 subscribers and his average views dropping down to just a few thousand views per video. The fact that Braille was practically run by Scientologists, while the skaters, who did almost all of the work, were given peanuts, is proof that Braille had one goal: to fund an evil cult. Aaron was never sincere when he said he did all of this out of his love for skateboarding. He used skateboarding, as well as the people he called his friends, to make Scientology a lot of money. But a skater who never cared about the money is Rodney Mullen, who's easily one of the richest skateboarders in the world and also one of the most humble. Widely viewed as one of the top 10 greatest skateboarders of all time, Rodney Mullen is known for inventing a few of the tricks that people still do today.
You're credited with inventing the flat ground ollie. Yeah. I did not realize that. That's amazing, because that's the basis of all skateboarding tricks, really, in some way.
So that's why they give me the way I look at it, it's like a disproportional amount of credit. Like I didn't foresee was just a good way to get up curbs, wasn't even that cool. And then freestyle phases out, and then suddenly, oh my gosh, look.
Yeah, with a lot of skateboarding tricks, not all of them, but a lot of them, you have to learn how to ollie first. It's like the basic don't know how to do an ollie or don't know how to do a very good one, going to be very limited tricks. Very, very, very limited.
What you did was so important. I'm like, I appreciate that, but I was just doing my thing. That's how I feel about it.
Rodney is credited for inventing the kickflip, the heel flip, impossibles, and 360 flips, but he's always remained extremely humble about his contributions to skateboarding. He was also one of the co-founders of World Industries, which sold for around $30 million in the late 90s, making him a multi-millionaire overnight. Despite this, he's always been very modest and never had a flashy lifestyle, which is very different from Nyjah Huston, who's one of the biggest names to come out of skateboarding. While most pro skaters barely make enough money to pay their rent, Nyjah has managed to become one of the greatest skateboarders of all time and make millions of dollars through his sponsorships, brand deals, and contest wins. This has allowed him to achieve a level of wealth and fame that few skaters ever even get close to, and he shared his lifestyle online every step of the way. While most other sports wouldn't care about this, many skaters didn't like the flashy lifestyle, and as a result, a lot of the skate industry aren't the biggest fans. In a Reddit post titled "Why the Hate for Nyjah," one comment summed things up, saying,
yeah, because a lot of skateboarders, I mean, you may not believe it, but, or you might be saying this is bullshit, but a lot of skateboarders, especially their kids and like young teenagers, they don't have a lot of money. People who skate spend their money on decks, trucks, and that's about it. And we don't have the money to build stuff in the house. I mean, we can cobble stuff together. That's the reason we go to like parks, or we find different parking lots. Like, we have to get creative. Okay, so yeah, like when a skater is showing like how much money they're making, their lifestyle so good, it's like, well, a lot of people who are skating are broke and can't afford a lot of this stuff, and probably just skating in some parking lot, or just trying to find unique spot to skate in the first place.
Mainly because he's the best and he wins all the contests. The same thing has happened to pretty much every athlete who's that dominant in their sport. People hate them because they're the best. It's lonely at the top. He's also rich and
like I said before, like I live in a small town in Oklahoma. We didn't get a skate park for the longest time. We did not have a skate park in my town. Well, a lot of my friends and stuff, we just had to go around town and find good spots to skates and do tricks and stuff. Then like when we did get a skate park, I mean, yeah, we used it, but skate park is only so much fun, especially as a teenager and stuff. Like, you want to take risk, and you want to do like some crazy shit,
and a party boy. Some people don't like that, but I don't care. I'll still watch all his parts. Although some people do have more legitimate reasons for not liking Nyjah, simply being at the top is something that always causes a lot of hate, which is exactly what happened to Tony Hawk for several years. While Tony Hawk is often considered one of the most loved skateboarders of all time, for the first decade of his career, he was actually one of the most hated.
Because when I was a kid, I was doing this outcast activity, right? So I was already not cool in school. And then I started skating, and I was like a scrawny little kid with a really sort of what they call...
Look, Tony Hawk, he just put skateboarding in the mainstream, basically. Really. That's what he did. Like, is he like one of my favorite skaters? Not really, but I can see what he's done for skateboarding. Okay.
Robotic style, because I was focusing on tricks, so I was getting made fun of in the skate world. So I was like an outcast in this outcast activity, and it was really isolating.
However, after going broke during the 90s and being forced to do skate demos in parking lots for money, Tony's career would eventually regain momentum. In the late 90s, he got a video game deal that ended up being one of the most popular franchises of all time, making him a household name overnight.
Tony Hawk, Tony Hawk,
Tony Hawk,
Tony Hawk.
Kids these days might not know about it, but in the early 2000s, 2000s, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater was one of the biggest video games in the world. This sparked an entire new wave for his career, gaining him tons of fans and making him more money than ever.
Things are way bigger than you ever thought. He handed me a check for $4 million. Oh, that happened.
Wow. He's since become known for building hundreds of skate parks all over the country, giving back to skateboarding more than anyone else before him. But simply building skate parks doesn't always make someone liked within skateboarding, as we can see with Steve Berra, who famously founded the Barracks skate park, but still became widely hated. Unlike normal skate parks, the Barracks was designed to be a private place for professional skaters to practice and film content. The Barracks would film weekly video series and post them online, giving normal skaters a unique look into the personalities of their favorite pros. A lot of the content was also based around the community, whether it be clips viewers submitted, or even having the community vote on who was featured in the videos. People loved the personal feel of the content and connected with the Barracks because of that. As time went on though, the public's opinion would slowly start to change. See, instead of there being one specific reason that caused people to stop liking Steve Berra, it was mostly a large volume of smaller reasons. For example, a lot of people didn't like the way they started handling their Battle at the Barracks skate contest, with Steve Berra making certain decisions that got people angry.
And I said, what's the point of us here voting? Because that was like the whole reason we all downloaded this app, right? And went to vote. Like, why are we all here on caffeine voting for our favorite submission if Berra's just gonna pick his favorite? Couldn't he have done that off live stream? Couldn't he have just sent a DM and been like, yo, I like yours, just like, come through?
Hey, I didn't say that your vote was the only vote.
On the Barracks Instagram page, they would also start to feature a lot of girl skaters simply because they were hot, rather than posting less attractive girls who were better skaters. Berra would even argue with people in the comments, which wasn't the best look.
Isn't that how it always goes? Well, I don't want her butt right there. But isn't that how it always goes? You know, like in every it's like, this is what I'm looking for, like skating, gaming, whatever. Are a lot of these girls good at games? No, but they're hot, you know, they're hot. Is this girl way better? Yeah, but she's not as attractive. You know, it's like, that's all. It sucks. But I mean, personally, I want to see a girl or a woman who's actually good. I don't care if she's ugly, pretty, or whatever. As long as she's good, I'll watch, okay? You know, skating, games, sports, whatever. Well, I guess skating, sport, but you know what I mean.
Start to feature a lot of girl skaters simply because they were hot, rather than posting less attractive girls who were better skaters. Berra would even argue with people in the comments, which wasn't the best look, especially since he was an adult and most of the comments were kids. There were also some questionable sponsorships that the Barracks promoted, which a lot of skaters didn't like. On top of all this, there's been a lot of talk about Berra allegedly donating $500,000 to Scientology, mistreating people within the skate industry, not paying his...
Is he part of Scientology too?
$500,000 to Scientology.
Is he part of Scientology too? What's going on here, man?
Mistreating people within the skate industry, not paying his staff, and just being unprofessional.
The only reason I'm actually making this public and putting this out there is because Steve Berra has been going to different people in the skate industry and trying to smear my name. He's been telling people that I'm shady, that they shouldn't work with me, and pretty much try to ruin any relationships I've had or could potentially have in the skate industry, all because he did me dirty, and I said I would take it to court if we didn't resolve things in a professional manner.
While Berra might have had good intentions, as the person behind the brand, when things went wrong, he was the person who took the blame. And as a result, many skaters aren't a fan. But one skater with essentially zero haters is Daewon Song, who's easily one of the most creative skateboarders to ever live. Daewon first got popular in the early 90s and has had some of the most influential video parts of all time. But when asked about it, he's still incredibly humble.
I was watching Love Child, man, and the Daewon Song.
It's a tough watch.
What are you talking? That's the best.
That's some of the groupiest kick flips and worst hard flips ever done.
But let's say that was the first hard flip ever documented, though.
Maybe.
Yeah, 100%, right?
I still give it to that dude, Dan Gallagher.
Okay.
I just heard about it, so.
Even as he's gotten into his 50s, Daewon has continued to put out creative skateboarding content, which is something that few skaters still do at his age. The thing about Daewon is he is so genuine. So many pro skaters preach about just having fun, but for some reason, Daewon always seems to take that much more to heart. Even just in the way he skates, you can tell it's truly his life's passion. I firmly believe he would be doing just as much absolutely unbelievable skating, whether there was a camera on him or not, because that's just who he is. Other than getting some backlash for switching his shoe sponsor from DVS to Adidas, Daewon has gone his entire career without any major controversies, which can't be said for Tim Pool, who's had major issues since the start of his time in skateboarding. Tim Pool is a podcaster and media personality who's done videos with Joe Rogan, Kanye West, and the President of Israel, just to name a few. Although most of his career has been spent in news and media, in recent years, he's slowly gotten more involved in the world of skateboarding. Since Tim Pool grew up skating, he's made an effort to reinvest the money he's made from podcasting back into skateboarding. However, considering some of his political views are somewhat right-wing, naturally, that's caused a lot of controversy as he's tried to get into the skate scene.
So here's the gist of the story. There is an event happening in Martinsburg, West Virginia, where we own property and are setting up several businesses. So I offered $20,000 in prizes to this event, and they're basically a bunch of leftists insulted me rather intently and then physically threatened me, saying that if I showed up, I'd be physically removed on land they did not own. So I found the owner and I bought the land for $1 million, and now they're on my skate park.
Allegedly, Tim was already working on buying the property to renovate it, but some of the locals still weren't happy.
The guy says, you bought it to steal it from us. And I said, how long do you think it takes for someone to buy property? And he goes, 30 to 60 days without missing a beat. I'm like, It's almost like we were trying to buy it for a long time.
The main pushback is that Tim was injecting himself where he wasn't wanted, but from his perspective, he was just trying to help the skate scene in a small town. Tim has also had some videos where he talks about trans skaters competing against biological female skaters, which has definitely gotten a lot of people angry. Although he might have simply intended to help out skaters, these things have caused a lot of back.
Look, I don't think this really has to do with being trans or anything. A 29-year-old woman, whatever, beats a 13-year-old girl. Okay. Look, this may be like double standard for me or something. Like, dating, I don't see being trans as a big of a problem. Like being in boxing or lifting or running or something like that. You know, if you're trans woman, you're trying to beat women in track or something, that's different, okay? Most men are just faster than guys. Most men are just stronger. Most men are just stronger than girls or women. Most men are just, faster than women. Okay, this is biological. This is how it is. Skating, I don't think much of an issue, right? Because a girl can be very good at skating. You don't know. But that's not what we're seeing here. A 29-year-old transgender woman just beat a 13-year-old girl. I think the age is the problem. I don't know how these competitions work, but why is a 29-year-old person going up against a 13-year-old girl? Of course no matter if they weren't trans or not, they were going to win. Most likely. I know there's some, young teens that are pretty good at skating, but most likely, most often than not, the older person's going to win.
About trans skaters competing against biological female skaters, which has definitely gotten a lot of people angry. Although he might have simply intended to help out skaters, these things have caused a lot of backlash within the skate community. But just because someone gets a lot of backlash doesn't mean that they still don't have fans, with Rob Dyrdek being a great example of this. Rob Dyrdek started off as a pro skater in the late 90s before becoming a reality TV star and business owner. After getting his first show, a lot of the core skate community didn't like him. They thought he was a sellout, corny, and obnoxious. The thing is, the show also brought in a ton of new skaters, and people who were just starting out or only skated casually quickly became huge fans. His first TV show with his best friend Big Black became incredibly popular and led to several other TV shows as time went on. This allowed Rob to make millions of dollars from his sponsors and begin to start his own companies.
You gotta think I did Chevy deals, Microsoft deals, Carl's Jr. deals. I'm
not gonna lie, Rob was pretty funny, especially with Big Black. Like, I watched a lot of his shows. I didn't watch too much of, what's that show called? Ridiculousness, whatever. I didn't, but his first T shows or show, I watched a lot of those. It was very entertaining.
Did all these mega deals and integrated it into that show, so I was making millions. Then I was like making millions off of all my product and board sales and all of that stuff, like by seeing it through a business lens ahead of time, and how could I maximize it.
For example, he founded Street League Skateboarding, Momentous Supplements, and his own charity that's built free public skate parks all over the US. So although he's gotten hate from certain skaters over the years, he still has a massive fan base. This is a very different outcome from Terry Kennedy, who also used to have a huge fan base that unfortunately no longer exists. In the early to mid 2000s, Terry Kennedy was one of the biggest names in skateboarding. As a part of the Baker crew, he was universally loved in skating and had a really successful career for the first decade. However, as he phased out of skateboarding, he began to have some mental health issues and was allegedly taken advantage of by certain people in his circle. He started posting some bizarre rants online and eventually got dropped by all of his sponsors. Sadly, shortly after this time period, he got into a fight with a friend in a parking lot, resulting in the friend falling and hitting his head and eventually passing away.
A professional skateboarder from Long Beach is charged with first-degree murder. Prosecutors say 36-year-old Terry Kennedy hit 23-year-old Josiah Casahan in the head, then kicked him in the body at a hotel in Oak Brook Terrace, Illinois. The victim later died.
Terry Kennedy ended up being acquitted of murder charges, but was convicted of 2 counts of aggravated battery and sentenced to 5 years in prison. In all of his early interviews, he was a very kind and soft-spoken person, so fans were conflicted about what happened. On one hand, people were angry with him for becoming unhinged and causing someone's life to end. On the other hand, he had a great reputation for years, and instead of people helping him, they were simply taking advantage of him. This is a very similar situation to his friend Bam Margera, who's easily had the messiest career in skateboarding. After becoming a pro skater in the late 90s, Bam completely blew up thanks to his TV shows and the Jackass movie series.
Now, you talking about entertainment. All these guys, man. Bam with his parents at the house. Oh my god. So entertaining, but man.
This led to him becoming the most famous skateboarder in the world for several years, gaining tons of fans, and allowing him to make tens of millions of dollars. Sadly, he eventually got caught up partying and spent the better part of a decade battling addiction. His downward spiral got pretty bad at times, and it was all in the public eye. At one point, many of his own friends, and even some of his own family, gave up on him. The guys from Jackass made the last movie without him. A lot of his fans stopped keeping up with what he was doing, and overall, it seemed like just another sad story. However, over the past few years, Bam has really managed to turn things around and seems much better in interviews.
Yeah, he's got a lot better. I just was watching like some of his, posted like a video or something. Wait, was that recent? We were watching some of it just a minute ago. "13 days ago." Yeah. So he's making content. He's doing a lot better now. Happy to see it.
Right now, I pretty much just want to take a break from everybody.
Disconnect.
And just completely focus on eating right, going to the gym with her, stretching and skating, and whoever is near me that's a good skater, bring it on.
He has had several periods where he was sober and then relapsed, but he's been going strong for a couple of years now, and many fans are happy to see it. If Bam can keep up this momentum, I see a full comeback coming real soon. I am 100% here for this version of Bam. So proud and happy to see him looking and doing so well. Bam is proof that no matter how bad things are and how much people might be angry with you, it's never too late to turn things around.
So true.
Unlike normal skate parks, the barracks was designed.
That was a good video. Like a lot of the watching all of this makes me want to skate again. Maybe I might get back into it and blink. Oh, I have bling. Bring y'all along with me. Oh, by the way, make sure to give this video a like. I like his videos, and subscribe to him. Okay? Do that. Now. Alright, I'm out. I think I'm gonna call it there for tonight. I appreciate everyone coming by. You all are amazing. I need to start doing some work. I really need to start doing some work, like creating shorts, YouTube. And tomorrow we're probably going to get into NTE, Evanescence to Never Essence to Ever Essence. Ever say the GTA, the anime GTA. So we're probably getting that tomorrow, Friday. Yeah, we get into NTE tomorrow, Friday, May 1st. Okay, I want to try it out. Anime GTA, it looks fun, but it is gacha, so I don't know. We have to see what happens. All right, but that said, I hope everyone has a good day or night, wherever you're watching me. And like I always say at the end of the video, stay with me now, okay? Please, while I'm gone, don't do anything crazy, okay? And I'll see you next time. Peace. I'm out.